Welcome back to Joe Jack with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. If you just tuned in on Facebook, we actually broke up to 2 hours in different segments. So, but we still gonna bring our man in. We're gonna bring our man in, TC, real quick. From the south side of Chicago, Illinois, let's give it up, Roger Wayne Sanders in the building. What's up, my man?
What's going on? How we doing today, fellas?
Good, man. I see your beard still look fantastic, man. You always got your beard looking fantastic. I see, man.
Compliments about that.
Like, don't ask me, am I ready?
What happened, man? We just gonna start talking, man.
You said you working on your beard?
Yeah, he said he working on his beard.
I'm trying to get my people on my show. Y'all gonna start a show like don't
I ain't know.
do that again. Don't y'all ever, Earl, Bob, all y'all. Don't you ever start no show until I'm ready.
Earl, Bob.
Don't treat me like that. Give a congratulations. I'm typing my live up. Don't you ever do me like that again.
Slow thumbs, man.
Your thumbs are slow, man. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
Woo!
I'm telling real life on Jaw Jacket. Don't you push no start button to TC ready. That's how we do the Jaw Jacket. I ain't,
I was trying to base it off your screen. You know, your screen looked like it was ready already.
That's what it is.
Roger Wayne Sanders, what's up, man? Man, you was down in Florida, man, driving some kind of rental car, man. I don't know what was going on. Corvette, whatever you, the Camaro.
Yeah, it was a Camaro.
It was a Camaro.
It was an SS Camaro.
It was nice.
Oh man, it was beautiful.
What's up with you, man?
Oh man, I can't complain, man. I'm blessed. Doing the exact same thing all the way up. Yeah, just out doing what I do best. Trying to educate people. Trying to help people change lives, and that's pretty much it, man.
Right. Hey,
how y'all been? Since the last time I've been on here.
We good, man. We gonna bring you back all the time, man. Cause it's like you are a credit expert up in the building. Your passion. You posted something you posted online the other day. It was a comment that you made. It was a comment. You remember the comment, man?
What was it?
The comment was concerning. You said, if you want to get rid of your student loan off your credit, get at me.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I put that up, man, and it went crazy. Like the comments, I actually did that. I was winding down. My work day was over with. I had just went and picked my son up from daycare, so I was just getting ready to chill. And I'm like, you know what? I popped on. I posted it up, and it went crazy. I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Really?
The post went crazy.
Wouldn't you think it would go crazy though? Wouldn't you? I mean, ain't that what the goal?
That was the purpose,
yeah,
right?
That was the purpose, but it was like rapid. Like, the name of my company, Rapper, it was like a rapid response. As soon as I posted it, it was like boom, boom, boom. I'm like, whoa. Usually if I post something, I get feedback, but it's like, I get a certain amount here, I get a couple hits here and a couple hits here, maybe tomorrow, the next day. But I'm talking about all at once. And I'm like, whoa. I'm actually still, and I think that was about a week ago. I'm still responding to comments.
Shout out to Cleveland Cardell Patterson. That's his name?
Yeah. Cleveland
Patterson?
Yeah.
Shout out to Cleveland Cardell Patterson, man, for keeping me busy on this computer. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to you. Go ahead, Bob.
Man, you crazy.
You know what I'm talking about, Cleveland Cardell Patterson.
One of the things that I absolutely admire about your energy since you last came on the show. I've been following your Facebook post a lot. I've been following the information you share out a lot, and it had me researching some of the things concerning credit. So because of you made me go look up TransUnion, Experian, Equifax. Which one of those or how do they all work into play for people's credit? I mean, how do they work?
I mean, well, each credit bureau is different. I mean, lenders are different. Not all lenders report to all three credit bureaus. So it's just a matter of these credit, they work against us, credit bureaus, because that's how they make their money. They sell our information. That's how they pretty much make their money. I mean, then that's why the Fair Credit Reporting Act that was enacted in 1971 protects us against, the credit bureaus and the lenders rather, because there's a list of rights that we have As when I spoken to you earlier in the week, I had shot you the website, and I said, hey, take a look at it. There's a link. There's a section on our menu button that says FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and here's your list of your rights. You go under there, and the biggest thing about us as American consumers is awareness. Once we become aware of things, then it opens our mind up to a lot of different things. And I'll use this analogy. Let's say, for example, if the police pull you over, randomly pulled you over, and they look and they see your boy sitting in the passenger seat, and they're like, well, he too dark. Y'all got to get out the car. We finna tow the car. You looking like, dude, I know my rights. You can't do that. So when you're aware, you know your rights. You know how to defend yourself against your rights because you're aware. But when you're not aware, then you'll fall for anything. Somebody say something to you, and like debt collectors will call the phone and say, hey, you're going to jail if you don't pay us. People get scared. There's laws against that. A debt collector can't sue you after 6 years. But us as American consumers, if we don't know that, when they call after that 7th, 8th year and say, hey, we gonna garnish your check, we're gonna sue you, or we coming after you, we finna come take everything out your house, we putting tax on you, people get afraid because they're not aware of their rights. And it's all about becoming aware of your rights and becoming aware of, just becoming aware of your rights, because credit is everything, man. You can't do anything this day and age without credit. So it is very important that we understand our rights and become aware of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, because it was enacted to protect us. Why not utilize it? And it's like, if you're a police officer, they gave you a gun to protect yourself, but you go to work every day, you leave your gun at home. What's the point of that?
It's a lot of like, after how many years do stuff stay on your credit before it fall off?
It's all myths, man. They're all myths.
What do you mean?
You hear stuff like, okay, bankruptcies have to stay on for 7 years. This have to stay on for 4 years. It's all a myth, man. We have, us as American consumers, again, we have rights. You have the right to dispute anything on your credit report. That's why when I put that post up about student loans, people, I got a bunch of positive responses. I also got a few negative responses. People are like, well, you can't get student loans taken off. I have people within my organization that's been proven to have student loans taken off, bankruptcies, repossessions, anything. You got to understand your rights. You got to become aware, because once you understand your rights, then, like I said, if you don't know your rights and you're not aware, you'll fall for anything. Somebody tell you, oh, student loans can't come off, then you're gonna believe it.
This is one of the reasons that made me call you the other day, to be honest with you, to say, it's time for you to come back on. First of all, I'm sorry. I really apologize, because I did a disservice by not introducing you based on your business.
No,
so really good. Plug your business real quick so people can know who you are and what you do.
Okay.
I did a disservice to you, so I apologize.
Well, my name is Roger Wayne Sanders. I'm a chief executive officer of my own business, Rapid Response Credit Restoration and Financial Education. I am a credit specialist, and what I do is I assist people in restoring, building, and protecting their credit, as well as educating them on their rights and just the literacy, the financial literacy of credit. We didn't get this in school. Nobody taught this in school.
Absolutely.
You think about it, middle school, grade school, high school. I mean, we took econ, stuff, but nobody taught you how to balance a checkbook. Nobody taught you the importance of credit. Nobody taught you how to value your credit, or what your credit will be used for, or how important it is in your everyday living. Nobody taught us that.
Tell us the difference between credit restoration and credit repair, because that was the important emphasis you always place on credit restoration.
Well, this is something that I came up with, so it's not like a legit law, but this is just the way I see it, and the education I've gotten and the things that I've been going through. To me, restoration is you're doing it the right way, and something that's been damaged. It's just like the definition of restore.
Just meaning there's some good stuff on your credit and some bad stuff, but the restoration is able to what you call reform the good stuff.
Exactly. So what it is you pretty much would go in leveraging your rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and we dispute all negative items. I don't care what it is. Negatively affecting your credit, we're going after it. And once that comes off, whatever else is on your credit, for example, if you had credit card on there and it's an open account, obviously we can't do nothing with it. It'll stay on there, which you want it to stay on there, because your credit is rated on 5 key factors, and utilization and history is 2 of them. So if you have a credit card on there at the time that your credit is being restored and it's an open account, that's a plus. So what we'll do is we'll go in and remove all those late payments that you had, and then you start, essentially start building your credit from there. We also do, recommendations for trade lines. So there's several different tools that we use to not only restore the credit, but to help you build it. Because again, there's no point in you coming to me and you say, hey, Raj, I need my credit restored. Okay, cool. Restore your credit and send you on your way. No, that's not the purpose is to restore your credit and then educate you. Because so you won't end up in the same situation that you ended up in. Because again, we ended up there because we didn't have the education. So I'll feel less of a person if I say, okay, hey, Bob, I'm going to restore your credit, but I'm not going to educate you. Like, it's not fair to you, because it's like you're slap boxing with your credit, because now you get it fixed, but if you don't know what to do, or you don't know how to do it, or you don't know what to do to maintain and constantly positively build it, then it's like you're doing it for nothing. It's like a waste of your time and money.
Talk about the services that you provide through the credit restoration that is making this a need for people to understand, because you named about, I think, 12 factors.
Yeah, well, no, it's 12 different financial services. Yes, 12 different financial services that I provide all my clients. The first service, being the most important, is I wouldn't say the most. It's the most important. Is the credit restoration. So again, what we do is we go in and we work on your behalf in disputing any and all negative items on your credit report. After your credit is restored, we have a positive credit building program, which again teaches you how to positively build your credit. We provide tools and essential tools on how to positively build your credit, and then we also offer recommendations for trade lines. We have a debt zero program. Trade lines is okay. Let's just use this, for the lack of better terms. Let's say if you had a credit card, I'm restoring my credit. I want to build my credit. Let's say if you have a credit card and you've had 10 great years of history on that credit card. And that's how they factor in your overall credit score, is they use history as one of the factors. So let's say you had great history on a credit card and about 10 years of great history. You're going to add me on that card as an authorized user, just as a kickstand on the credit. Now, it's your card. I don't have access to the limit. I don't have access to the card. I can't use the card. I can't do nothing with the limit, nothing. It's just a kickstand to my credit. We're saying, hey, I have 10 years of history on a credit card that I was, you added me to that credit card. So it's looking like I had the credit card for 10 years, but it's your credit card.
Wow. Okay.
So that's pretty much, and for the lack of better terms, it's pretty much what the trade line is.
Okay, when people deal with getting their credit restored or repaired, you can't stress enough of how many scams been out there.
Exactly.
So how are you held liable in case someone not satisfied with what you've done, and that's saying you will, but these questions gonna be out there, so we got to put everything out there. How can we protect? I mean, what measures that you have put out here so people just show, or they can know that they can protect themselves, giving you their social security number and giving you all their private information? How can someone ensure themselves that you're not gonna take advantage and run away on them?
All right. Is that computer accessible?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through this, so as I'm explaining it, you can see. Type in my website.
You're gonna type in your website.
Yeah. And this is for the people that's listening. The website is www.rapid. That's RAPID. Repons without the S. That's REPONSE.info.
This is what we're talking about right here.
Okay.
We're gonna change lives today.
Right?
Yep. So go ahead and click on it. So that pops up. Okay, so you see this is the menu button. You see where it says more? Click on more. Click on start your process now. So now I'm gonna start by saying this. First of all, no, go. We're gonna start at the top of the screen to the right-hand corner. It says accredited A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. So I partner with the company, which is Financial Education Services, who does all this work on my behalf. Having an accredited A+ rating with the Better Bureau speaks volume. The only way to get that is to provide the services that you say you provide. So if you tell me, or you say, hey, Raj, I can get your car fixed, I'm telling you, I can get you the top of the line brakes, everything, and I go on your website and you say you got a accredited A, best to believe that you better be able to provide me with everything that you said you can provide me with. That's the only way to get an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. One. Two, we have 100% customer satisfaction guarantee, which means we're going to constantly work on your credit until you're satisfied. 100% customer satisfaction.
Y'all hear that now? 100% now.
100%. This organization has successfully removed well over 1 million items off clients' credit, such as the very things that people say that you can't get off. And it states it in there. But the more important part, to get back to you, GC, when you were asking about the social and everything, now as you see, just scroll down. Now as you see, you fill that out. I don't do any of that. I don't even see that. So if you call me and you say, hey, I want to get services done, or if you come out of office or whatever the case is, I'll pull it up on here on the computer, and I hand you the computer. You put all that in. I don't even see that. Once you hit submit, that goes right to corporate. I have a team of legal professionals working on my behalf. So that goes right to corporate. Scroll back up to the top. Who has that credited A+ rating back behind them? It don't get no better than that.
I gotta ask the questions. You satisfied with the answer? It's a great answer too. Let's be real. But we gotta ask you that.
Bro, that's what I said. I'm my whole purpose in doing this. It's not even about the money. Money's gonna come. It's not even about that. It's about educating American consumers who wasn't educated on this. Because let's say you got excellent credit. You don't. Y'all both go to the car lot, get the same car. Say because your credit score, you get a 15% APR. Your credit score, you get a 5% APR. You got good credit, you got okay credit. You're gonna spend an extra $4,500 just because you're not aware of your rights and your credit and because of your okay credit score. To me, mentally, it doesn't make sense. Like it's not fair that you have to pay $4,500 more because you weren't educated on something. So that's where my job comes in at, where I want to make sure everybody is educated on their rights as an American consumer under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, because we all are protected. We just choose not to utilize it. One of the biggest things I'm into right now is mindset. Mindset is everything. You know there's a saying, what goes in must come out. So what you feed your mind, it must come out. It'll come out your mouth. So if you're feeding negative energy here in your mindset, you're going to get negative conversations that comes out. The biggest thing with mindset is people take it and they think that their traits and their intelligence, I'll say this. They spend more time developing their traits and intelligence than actually, they spend more time documenting them than actually developing. And I say that to say, let's say if you're talented, let's say you're talented in basketball, okay? You walking around, you bragging about it like, man, I dunked on this dude. Man, I did like 8 threes. Man, I averaged 45 points. You documenting it. You're great. You're right. You're great. You're a great basketball player. But stop wasting time documenting it and start developing it. Like develop yourself more to continue to grow. So mindset is everything. What you feed your mind is what you're going to believe. And if you don't have the proper education, or if you're not aware, you're going to believe it.
I want to back up, justify one of your points you made. The other day, I went on CarMax. It's called CarMax. CarMax, because I was in the market a little bit for a car. I put in, I put in my interest, my credit score. The way my credit score read, then I put in the higher ones. Then I start putting in all the higher credit scores, which set the tone for the interest rate, like you're saying. And they gave you what your monthly bill would be. And, and I did that over the, a 4-year projection, or I think it was a 48 or 60 month projection. Okay. And the differential for the same vehicle was totally, it was mind-blowingly different. Just off of that. I mean, that's something you could actually go do at the crib right now where you're sitting. Just go to CarMax, and type in wherever your credit is, and then type in the type of vehicle you want to get and what it'll cost, and it will show you the difference even in your monthly payments. They go up big time difference. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying statistics show that us as American consumers spend well up to anywhere between $200,000 up to $1 million in the course of a lifetime. Rates and hidden fees and deposits. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money that we're throwing out the window. So when I'm talking to people, I tell them like it's not about the money. My job is to help you grow and educate you. You're gonna spend the money one way or another. You're either gonna go to the car lot with that less than perfect credit score and spend 30 to 10, anywhere between 10, 15, 20, whatever your credit score is. You spending extra money, thousands and thousands of extra dollars, because you have less than perfect credit, when you can take 3 figures and go and get your credit fixed.
Is there such thing as good credit? Yes, good credit, bad credit? I mean, it's such thing as good credit though, right? Yes. What would be considered good credit? What's some stuff you gotta have, right?
What do you mean gotta have?
I mean, some stuff if you can't just exist off of your, thoughts and your mind alone, you gotta have a car.
That's
I'm just saying, what's the good credit? What would be considered a good investment, taking a risk, or responding to what you need to respond? I'm just trying to figure out, because you got people in situations every day right now, they got to go to work. So, you would say, hey, calm down. You ain't don't go finance that. Your credit ain't good now. They look like, okay, well, what I do?
Well, see, those are things that we call risks. And I'm real big on that. I mean, you just got to take a risk. I mean, it's just like I said in the beginning. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I learned that from a very, very, very good friend of mine. It's simple. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I mean, that's just like, you on your way to work. You ain't got no license, right? You get pulled over by the cops, but you still got to go to work, right? So the cop not gonna say, hey, well, I know you got to go to work. I understand. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. No, it's gonna pull you out that car, write you a ticket, car get towed. So it just goes back to risk. I mean, it's unfortunate that we run into situations and things where, it's a must, it's a high demand, and we got to do. But you want to make sure that that one-time decision ain't going to corrupt you long-term.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I hear what you're saying, man. I done made these decisions. I'm ready right now, but I already got this car note. I'm ready right now to restore my credit, but I already got this house note too. I got a car note, a house note. How do I restore from there?
Well, there's a such thing as called refinance. When you refinance it, at, like, for example, if you went out and got that loan and your credit score was, 500, just theoretically speaking, and you fix your credit and you get your credit up to a 720 or what, again, just theoretically speaking, once your credit score is, higher, you go out and refinance. Now you get a different APR.
So I should be working on it in the midst of
I mean, if you already
a bad deal,
if you already got it and you're already in it, yes. I mean, that's the essential thing. You want to work on your credit. You want to fix your credit, build your credit, and then refinance. Because why are you spending all this money? I mean, it just mentally doesn't make sense. I mean, and I'll share a testimony of my own. I was a truck driver before I started doing this, and I was making great money. Like, never in my life seen that kind of money. Making great money. So I went out and I started seeing the money. I went out and bought a Mercedes. I mean, it's S550, gorgeous. But I got hit. At the time, my credit score was garbage. I got hit with a 24% interest rate APR. I almost paid for that car 3 times. I almost bought a Bentley for the price of that Mercedes that I went and got. I didn't care. I'm like, I'm from Robbins, Illinois. Like, I come from nothing. Like, and now I'm at a point in my life where I can actually afford this. I don't care about it. I'm going to get it. No, $800 a month. Maintenance on it ridiculous. Oil change $300. Rear suspension went out, cost me $2,600. Just front brake pads, $900. And as I started getting, more into, the business, and not necessarily even more into it, because I went to college for accounting and business and finances. So once I really sat down and started thinking, it's like, why am I wasting this money? Like, this is materialistic. As soon as I pull off the lot, the car depreciates. Like, it depreciates tremendously. But the APR that I'm being charged don't depreciate. It's gonna stay the same. So I'm out here paying for this car 3 times. Doesn't make sense.
What point are you trying to get people to understand? Because I mean, it's one thing for us to agree with you, but what point are you trying to get people to understand about the need to restore their credit or get their credit right? What is the thing to keep you up at night? What is that thing to keep you up at night? Like, man, I know it's one thing to say, we haven't got taught this, did this, but if you can crack people's heads open right now, you're like, man, listen, you need to get this. Commercial down, ain't no commercial person now. You need to get this. What would it be?
Simple. You got people complaining about, they over broke, they going to work every day, and they live, living from paycheck to paycheck, ends barely meeting. Well, that's simply because that car note you got at the very low credit score, you're spending all this extra money, and you gotta we see the biggest thing with us as a community is we complain. Like, it's a lot of people that just want to be heard and not people who want to take action. See, we need more people who want to take action and less people who want to be heard. Because once you actually take action, prime example, like and it's not to jump off subject, but they talk about how the police officers are treating us as citizens in Chicago, And people study complain. I mean, it's unfortunate that these things are happening, but stop complaining to be the change. You have to be the change that you want. And unless you become that change, it's going to be a consistent thing. So if I can crack their head open, it's like, listen, you're complaining about something, but you're not making a change. Like, you complain about paying a high cell phone bill. You complain about paying a high car note. You complain about renting because you can't, you don't have the credit score to own all these necessities, but you're not taking action. And it's not hard. It's just simple, as simple as you making an executive decision to invest in yourself, because that's all you're doing. When you get your credit fixed, you're investing in yourself. Credit opens up doors. Credit opens up opportunities. We're talking about entrepreneurs. We're talking about business loans. We talk about creating multiple streams of residual income. Like, this stretches out way farther than just getting your credit fixed. Absolutely. Like, it opens up so many doors, and people don't understand that, and they won't never see that, because we live for now. We know we live for the past. Like, we got to live for now and the future. People live for now. There's a reason that the rear view mirror in a car and it's pointed behind you, because everything behind you is supposed to stay behind you, not supposed to come in front of you. And there's also a reason why that windshield, the size of the windshield, overpowers that small windshield, that small rear view mirror, because everything that's in front of you is way bigger than what's behind you. So you got to stop complaining about this, complain about you can't do this, complain about you. Good to excellent credit. This is a lifestyle. Like, it's a comfortable lifestyle. I mean, to be able to do what you want, to go fly wherever you want, go in you land and you go get whatever kind of car you want, exotic car, whatever. That's power. And all that comes with in creating credit. So we gotta, us as a community, us as American consumers, we gotta stop complaining and become more aware. Educate yourself. Education and information changes people's situations all day long.
Man, but that information kind of boring, man. Like, it's boring, man. Tell me how to make it less boring, man. How do you do it, man? How do you navigate through it?
It's not that it's okay. Of a picture. I say we got a picture, right? Picture look blurry to you. Picture look clear to me. The reason the picture look blurry to you, picture is clear, but you're not focused. Right. Picture is extremely clear. You're just not focused. So it's not about more. It's boring. It's your mindset. It's boring because that's your mindset. You don't want to feed your mindset. What you feed, again, what you feed your mind eventually comes out. You're constantly feeding your mind. There's a verse in the Bible, and I don't want to get political, but it says, I don't know it verbatim, but just off the top of my head, it says, if you read, he'll make sure you remember it. So you ain't gotta, you educate yourself. Like just something as simple as, Googling. Like, you don't have to pay for this. Like, I mean, if you want to broaden your horizon within this, then yeah, you go to a higher learning. But just the simple basic education on your rights, it's just all about researching, reading, and educating yourself. So
what scenarios have you seen that people talking, you listening to them talk, and you told them something about credit restoration, and you saw they listened to you and they sound like they had it figured out, but then say a few months later you saw them and they was almost in a worse condition than they was before you. Do those situations occur with you?
I mean, they probably do. I don't really pay no attention, and the reason I say that is you can only lead a horse to the water. My whole purpose is to educate as many people as possible and inform them of my services and what I can do and how I can help you. That's my goal. So when I'm doing that, if you take that in and you say, okay, hey, I'm ready, let's go, cool. But if you say, okay, I'm gonna do some research or whatever, I mean, I just leave you on the back burner, because it's 43 million people in America with less than perfect credit. Like, I'm not going to waste my time on one person who's struggling on, finding a platform for their mindset. I mean, you got to want it. I mean, it's either you want it or you don't. I get a lot of people who reach out to me and say, hey, I want to know more about this. Hey, I want to know about, hey, I'm going through this. I want to do this. I want to do that. Okay, great. Let's talk. Let's set you up with a free consultation. Let's do this. And I do that, and then, don't hear from them. So that goes back to me saying you got a lot of people who just want to be heard. And we need we need less people who want to be heard and more people who want to actually take action. Because unless you take action, you're going to remain in the same position. I mean, your credit's going to remain the same unless you take action.
So could we're going, since we found out with you, and we need to, sometimes we have to be an example. So I want to sign up for your class, and then every month, or what your services are, and I'm gonna let my people know exactly, it's real.
Oh, and since you're on my website, I'm gonna do a better one for you. Which is cool, great. We're gonna do that. But hit the back button since you're there on the website. Go back to the home screen.
Mm-hmm.
Go to gallery and testimonies. Now this is 100% real. And just scroll through there. Hold on, wait, go back to the top. Right here. These are real people. Credit score increase, 151 points. Real people. Credit score increase, what is that?
132.
132. Those are real people. Scroll down. Scroll all the way down. Read them. Those are real people.
Before I forget though, I wanted you to go to, I just wanted you to kind of rapid fire your services.
Okay, so
rapid fire the services that's provided for the service of being committed to.
Okay, all right, so I'll do a real quick rapid fire on the services. I'll start back at credit restoration. So obviously, again, credit restoration, we go in, we dispute, we work on your behalf and dispute all negative items on your credit report. We also have a positive credit builder program, which teaches you how to positively build your credit. We also provide you with the essential tools, and we do recommendations for trade lines. We have a debt zero program. Debt zero program teaches you how to pay off your current debt using no extra money and teach you how to beat the bank at the interest rate. And when I say that, let's say, for example, you have a car already and you're paying $300 a month. Now you get charged on the interest of your money, not the principal, when you work with lenders. So let's say you have a car note, your car note $300 and it's for 6 years. You go in there and just theoretically speaking, it may say, hey, pay $350, $360 a month and you'll pay it off 2 years early. And that way you beat the bank, you beat 2 years worth of interest payments. We also, LifeLock is the biggest thing. I mean, we had 148, almost 150 million American consumers identity data information leaked with that Equifax breach. So it's very, very important that we get we protect ourselves. I mean, it's pointless to get your credit fixed and be a victim of identity theft. So we also, all the clients are protected under identity theft, which is LifeLock. You up to $1 million should anything happen to your credit while you're protected under it. We have FES travel discounts. Just you being a client, you have access to travel discounts. You have access to prescription discounts. For people who like to shop, if you shop online through the online portal at over 4,000, 4,000 retails, you get cash back. You have the most important before I forget, we have a MyCare plan, which is a will, trust, file, attorney. Very, very important. It saddens me. I hear a lot of my colleagues talk about it, which I know it myself as well. But when Prince passed away, his estate just went up in the air. You're talking about somebody that's millions, like millions, and you don't have a MyCare plan, you don't have a will, you don't have a trust, power of attorney, none of that. So your estate just go up in there, and you got people coming out of the woodwork say, hey, I'm the first cousin, I'm entitled to this. No, I mean, it's already sad that we have to mourn over a loss. So it just builds more comfort knowing that you have an online tool where you can, designate somebody, to take care of all your needs. And you can, you put it in there, and should anything happen, it's an automatic email that gets served. Like, for example, if you were my power of attorney, something happened to me, immediately you get an email with a lock code to unlock it. And then, you can store life insurance policies in there. Anything, like if I want whatever I want left to you, all that information is there. And we also have a financial lockbox where you can store you can digitally store important documents, social security, passports, any kind of important documents you can store. Something happened, for example, if you lock yourself in a car and you got your phone on you, you lock your wallet in the car, you got your phone on you, you need to call the police to help them get you out. You pull up this app and show, here's my ID, here's whatever, any other documents that you need, that's here. And it's just it's accessible right at your hand. We also have a smart credit app, which is, I ain't even gonna say similar, but what Credit Karma is?
Yeah.
Okay, we live in a world where you get what you pay for. Credit Karma is free. Credit Karma is not 100% accurate, and they only report to credit bureaus. With Smart Credit App, it's a real-time updates on your credit score, real time. So it's 100% accurate, and it's all 3 credit bureaus. You also can view your insurance score because all lenders rate you differently. You can view your insurance
algorithms.
Yeah,
algorithms are different, right?
Yeah,
I learned that too.
Yeah,
algorithms.
Yeah, so they all rate you different. You can you can view your your insurance credit score, your mortgage credit score, your auto lender credit score, your index hiring. Because that's huge. A lot of people don't know, you have all the education in the world, but if you don't have the right credit score nowadays, you don't meet qualifications at job. So that's just with that smart credit app. So that's very useful. So that, we also have, we also partner with over 40, I can't remember the number off the top of the head. I don't want to get the wrong number out, but we're partnered with multiple of health insurance and also life insurance companies. So, you have access to cheaper premiums, just within being a client. So, you got $10,000 worth of services, well over $400 worth of services that you're getting and you're exposed to for one low payment of $89 a month.
Wow, man, that's
so.
That's
but it that $89 a month won't register to you if you're not aware and you don't understand what it is you're getting. But I bet you if I say, hey Bob, I'm gonna give you some 100% authentic Jordans, some True Religions, Gucci belt, some Ferragamo shoes. I'm giving you all this for $89 a month. I'm with it. Let's go, because you understand. You're aware. But if you're not aware, you don't understand what none of that is, then you like, man, $100. What is protecting your financial future, your family and assets worth to you? Like, really, what is it worth to you?
It ain't no value on it.
But we put value on it all day long.
Yeah.
But we don't see it that way. And it goes back to me saying it's mindset. People put value and stipulations on their future. Like, you got to think about this. Like, this is your financial future. Like, become financially free. Become so financially free that, you forget it's payday. You forget it's payday. I was talking to when I went out to Fort Lauderdale, talking to a very, very, very successful guy who's actually teaching the training classes I went out to. And it kind of, it just puzzled me, the conversation. And he's like, man, I would look up one day and my lights was off. Your lights was off. You making millions. Like, how your life? It's like, my lights wasn't off because I ain't making the money. It's just, I forgot. Like, you that financially free that you forget it's payday. You forget that your bills are due. Like,
is that why my lights off now? Because I'm thinking like a rich dude.
Hey,
that's what you're telling me.
That's what you got to do.
Is that what's going on?
That's what you got to do. But just to mention, because I come up from an era where it actually happened to us where our lights are off because my parents couldn't afford the bill.
Mm-hmm.
It actually happened, but it's one thing to have your utilities or something off because you can't afford the bill, but it's a whole other thing for it to be off because you're so financially free that you forgot. So just the laughter within you is just like, how they cut my lights off. Hey, pick up the phone and look, go ahead and pay it.
I want to know a Roger Wayne Sanders question. What's your best mistake you ever made?
The best mistake I've ever made?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The best mistake I've ever made. That's hard.
Best mistake we on. I'll give you an example. Me and TC.
The reason, not to cut you off, the reason why I say is that's hard because had I still been where I was, I can tell you that. But now that I've made mistakes, plenty of mistakes. And
what's the best one? Just pick one of those.
Okay, the best mistake I've made was not becoming aware, like, just making myself aware as a whole. I'm a firm believer in you can't just tell me anything. Like, you're not gonna just tell me something. I'm like, oh, okay, I believe you. I'm gonna research. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna do that. So I would say the worst mistake I've ever made was, not making myself aware, not necessarily making myself aware, but not educating myself on the simple things.
Now, when I ask your worst mistake, he's saying your best mistake. Like, what's something you did that was at the time you thought like man, it's a bad mistake. It was a mistake you did it, but it turned out to be great.
Oh,
yeah. The best mistake.
Best mistake, not the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
that's
you got
easy.
it.
Now that y'all throwing
we on
like
some
that,
positive stuff. We ain't on no negative. What's the best mistake?
So the best mistake I ever made actually was investing in myself. Actually,
that was the best mistake.
That was the best mistake.
It was a mistake though. When you did it,
it was more like an accident.
Okay.
Like, it was like, okay, I'm gonna tiptoe, I'm gonna fish it, whatever. What do I have to lose? I haven't been through so much in my life. Because what people don't realize is, most definitely being an entrepreneur is a risk. It's a huge risk. But doing 40-40-40 is even a bigger risk. And I know if y'all know what 40-40-40 is, I'm gonna explain it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Working 40 hours a week for 40 years and retire with less than 40% of your retirement. That's even a bigger risk. You mean to tell me somebody else is in control of how you feed your family? Like, we got to mentally process that. Like, you going on a job, and I don't knock nobody who work a job. I don't. We all are put in situations where we have to do what we got to do. But don't use that as a platform of your whole entire life. No, set yourself up. If you're gonna work a job, okay, say I'm gonna work this job just enough to get me to school so I can get to here, and then here is gonna take me here, and then here, and then here. Because you have people, and these are true stories. You have people who went on jobs for 30, 40 years, and they just get let go. And that's like a life crushing moment. Like, just think about that, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
You too, TZ. You working on a job for 40 years.
Yeah,
you go in there
I get it.
and somebody say, you know what, we gotta let you go. Girl, because you've evolved your whole lifestyle and your family and how you feed your family around this. So, like I said, I don't knock nobody who work a job, but it's more to offer. And we got to stop settling. Like like you're allowing somebody to tell you what you're worth. Bob, you're gonna work for me. You only work $10 an hour. Man, you settle that for 10 years, 30 years, and you constantly getting raised here, raised there. You letting somebody tell you your worth. Don't nobody know you better than you. Can't nobody tell your story better than you. I don't know your worst, but only you know your worst. I may know your characteristics of your worst, but I don't know your worst. It's more than you. So you can't allow somebody else to tell you your worst. And that's what we do. We settle. But again, it's all about mindset. We don't sit down. We don't think about it like that. We let society corrupt us, and we all, somebody tell you something, and you're gonna pass it on to the next person gonna pass it on, the next person gonna pass it on, and that's how rumors get started. Like I want to see facts. Bring me facts. Don't come to me talking about some hey Raj, TC said this about you. Man, get away from me. That's right. Get away from me. That's not me. I don't operate like that. Get away from me. Facts, or unless I heard it myself, then me and TC gonna talk, but me and TC ain't gonna talk where Bob and Larry and everybody can see. I'll holler at you. I'm putting you to the side. Bro, what's going on? Let's talk. Let's fix this.
Tell everybody where they can find you at.
I mean, you can find me on
and why.
And why?
They should stop what they doing and get with you.
Let me say it first. Yeah. Let's keep it 100. The man that's sitting up here talking real correct and he giving good information, and I appreciate it. But it's time for me to get 100 with people. It's rough out here. Those out here living understand what I'm talking about. The man is telling you to invest in your future. Get your credit right. Have a freedom with your credit where you can actually acquire things that can help you build you, your family, and everything. So it's important that you get the message of what he's saying. He has a service, $89. We invest more than that at a weekend in the club. So get with this, man. I'm gonna start it. Trust me. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on what you should do. But I think it's important that we get that out here. Let's keep it real. And credit is very important, and it was something that was took from us, but wasn't explained to us correctly. I heard about a ledger before. I heard about battles and things in school before. But it was never no urgency till you get older and realize like every decision you make financially haunts you. You know what I'm saying? And there's somebody here to help you correct your mistakes, start and provide information to keep your start going. You gotta invest in it.
And he right here on Jaw Jacking,
right here on Jaw Jacking. Tell y'all some real young brother too.
Go ahead, tell us.
My fault, but go ahead, bro. Let them know.
Before I let them know, I'm gonna say this real quick. One of the biggest things is we live in fear. Not only do we live in fear, we live in shame. I talk to a lot of people, and just kind of getting certain information from them. They get ashamed. They live in fear of what they've been through, what's on their credit, how it got on there. I don't care. My job is not to judge you. My job is to help you grow. I don't care what you went through, because I'm my biggest testimony. It was garbage. I've been through things myself. So we got to stop living in fear, because the more you live in that fear, the longer you stretch out your opportunities. You can't make it. You can't succeed in those opportunities if you're constantly living in fear. Who cares? Now you have an opportunity to turn that mistake you made over for the good. So don't live in fear because of what you did and how you did and how it got on there. I don't care. You shouldn't care.
You got me, man. I want to trust you.
Yeah,
how can I trust you? Tell me how to trust Roger Wayne Sanders. Tell me what I need to do.
Just listen. That's all you gotta do. Listen and follow my lead. I mean, I have a huge team behind me. I partner with a company with an accredited A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Don't get no better than that. You can't go to no alley mechanic credit repair person and say, let me see your rating with the Better Business Bureau. And he's going to pull it out like here. Not going to happen. Not gonna happen. So you want to talk about trusting somebody, but we do it all the time. We do it all the time.
What about you? I want to know, how do we trust you? Look everybody in the camera. Tell us right now. Plug yourself.
No, follow me on all social media platforms, Rapid Response Credit Restoration, Instagram, Facebook. My website is www.rapidresponse without the S. That's www.rapidresponse.info. Also, you can either call, text, set up a free consultation. The contact number is area code 630-7549. Again, that's 630-926-7549.
If you mention Jaw Jack, he really gonna make sure he gonna check you out.
Text Jaw Jacking, Bob TC, text it to me, and I'm gonna look out for you. Like I said, again, my whole thing is to educate people. One more thing before we go that I didn't mention, I'll try to make it quick. We have a youth literacy foundation. Portion of the money goes towards the youth literacy foundation, and what we do with that foundation is we educate kids between the grades of 5th and 9th grade on the importance of credit and the literacy of finances, because it's not in schools. And this is open to all non-for-profit organizations, schools, churches, youth centers, and things like that. Last year, I want to say we did like 125,000 in scholarships giveaway. This year, we projected to do about 225,000 in
you said a portion of what goes?
The monthly $89 payment. A portion of $2 of that goes towards the Youth Literacy Foundation. So you as a client, you're funding a Youth Literacy Foundation that can educate kids in the future. As a client, you also have access to this material where you can teach anybody in your family. You can teach this to your kids, your cousins, your brothers, or anybody who needs this literacy. You can teach it to them as a client. But just as a company, as an organization with financial education services, we have a Youth Literacy Foundation where we actually educate kids. So it's a 2-month program that we input into the schools and into these kids rather, because it's very important that they learn this. Because if us as adults that never got this, if we had this literacy and this education, we'd be in better situations. We'd be more aware.
One more time, plug yourself, man.
And you can follow me on all social media platforms, Rapid Response Credit Restoration and Financial Education. My website is www.rapid, that's R-A-P-I-D, Response, REPONSE.info. Contact number 630-926-7549.
You always got a seat here on Jaw Jacking, man. We always have you in rotation.
Oh, man.
And listen, this young brother, just because he's a young brother don't mean he's not educated. Sometimes we talk about the youth and all that. We got a young brother up here helping us with our credit, took care of his business. So let's listen to this young brother. Don't let the youth be a deterrent. You know what I'm saying? He knows something. So support this young brother right here.
I was told even old dog could be telling the truth.
We say all that, but everybody don't honor it. Let's be real.
A lot of people don't honor it.
They look a little young whippersnapper, don't know about nothing. He ain't live long enough to mess no credit up. That's how they look at stuff. So let's keep it 100.
We are in Jaw Jacking. We just trying to stay in our lane, man. We trying to have a platform to make sure you get some information that can change your existence.
Great information.
Circle you standing in. Let's give it up for Roger Wayne Sanders in the building. Thanks, man, for coming through Jaw Jacking, man. As always, we love you. Next week, we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for listening to Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC
on IntellectualRadio.com.
In this corner, we have the folk body snatcher.